Hey YouTube, what's up? Dr. T here, and welcome to the Altcoin Express and my hometown of St. Petersburg, Florida.
So, in this section, we will deal with all things pertaining to artificial intelligence, otherwise known as AI.
So here we have SensorWorld version 2. It's an adaptation based on GridWorld, where there are two directions to the goal. There's only one goal in GridWorld, and after reconsidering the issues with defining a search algorithm, it worked out best to put 19 as a goal. So there would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 step to goal 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 step to goal 9. Now the next thing was to define a search algorithm such that it told me when it had reached all of these states and had discovered all its alls from not seeing anything, and then we could move on to the next phase, which would be the true learning part of the deep learning, of the reinforcement learning algorithm. So with that said, we'll put that aside. And so I did some work on this. So this is the algorithm. It's defined on the fact that we'll have a special list which gives us all of these states. We have to put our definitions in of the current state, the loop count, and the length of the loop count. And this is going to be the loop. There's going to be 5 of these. So when it goes around and hits the same point more than once, one needs to know and have that not flag and cause an issue. So the loop goes from the states that there are, because we don't start with the beginning state, so in order of reverse order, 7, 9, 11, 15, and now 19. And for test, we've given it a current state is 15. And because there are 5 of these, the loop will go through 1 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it should go through 6 really, so 1 through 6. And arbitrarily, I've set that x2 will be 15 to find out what happens if we hit this pit twice, because we don't want that to cause an issue. So it turns out that if I put a while loop in from the length of states, which will be like 5, greater than 0, and then put in the line while the current state not in states, it will then check to see if that current state is in what's left over of this list. It will then just pass, and then we'll come along and we'll take current states and remove the current state. So special states dot remove from this list will remove any state that we land in, be it 7 to 19, and it won't trip up when we've got here. So we'll just run this little experiment out and we'll see, well, we know what that first state is. We'll see it's come through loop 1 and it's removed that point there, and it will continue around this loop as many times as it wants until the while loop specifications that the loop state will be greater than 0. When that is, we'll give it a flag, and the discovery phase then will be complete because it will detect everything on its journey around there. And another idea I had, instead of the agent putting out all of its sensors at once, I think we'll try working on the code that it'll randomly put out a sensor. So if it puts out a sensor and sees this wall, it'll detect this wall. If it puts out a sensor to this direction and sees nothing, then it'll just move. And it'll do the same and just move. The movement factor will not be allowed to go in reverse, so there will be pivotal points here. It can choose randomly to go up or down, and so on and so forth, but it'll only go in the direction in which it's selected to go. So there's another random point here. If it chooses this, it'll go there, get reset. If it chooses this, it'll go get reset, and so on and so forth around here. So that's the current game plan, interestingly, and let's see how it goes. That's what I'm going to code up. Anyway, I can always go back to doing all of the senses once at a time, but that's kind of interesting. It's like, well, I'll look around and see what I see, and if I see a pathway to go, then we'll just go down the pathway and not paying attention to anything else. That's an interesting approach.